Hello, and thank you for joining me for this introduction and overview on OSHA, Global Harmonization System, and the HIPAA Omnibus Rules presented by Dental Enhancements. My name's Jill Obrochta. I'm a dental hygienist and the founder of DentalEnhancements.com. I've been researching, developing, and educating dental professionals on compliance since 1989. Dental Enhancements is a unique dental compliance company. We're committed to your success with the requirements for OSHA and HIPAA, and we make it painless and easy for dental teams. We don't just tell you what to do, we show you what to do. We help you to implement all of your customized protocol checklists, fill in the blanks of any manuals that we send to you, and all of our trainers speak your language. They're former dental professionals, so it makes it very streamlined. We then stay on as your resource for an entire year. We answer our phones 24/7 to provide support because we know usually 9 to 5 you're with patients. So we like to think of ourselves as your extended team member as you move forward to implement comprehensive protocol programs for OSHA and HIPAA compliance in your busy dental office. Now I know what you're thinking, OSHA and HIPAA compliance for the next 50 minutes? Boring, overwhelming, cumbersome. Most dental professionals feel the same way, and they long for something better. And now there is a better way. At Dental Enhancements, we bridge that gap between the cumbersome OSHA and HIPAA law and implementing these protocols easily in the dental office. We'll tell you about how we can do that today. Streamlined and easy is the entire premise behind Dental Enhancements. Today you'll have your first OSHA Made Easy and HIPAA Made Easy experience. That's the brand name of our products. We make these easy to understand and implement. They're affordable, approachable, and they come with 24/7 guidance. As a gift to you today for investing the time and working and listening with us, we'll invite you to always give us a call if you have any OSHA or HIPAA questions. So now you're part of the OSHA Made Easy and HIPAA Made Easy experience. Today I'm going to review 3 federal mandates. These mandates are required for all dental offices throughout the country. Federal annual OSHA employee training is required for everyone. You used to be able to send just one person for annual OSHA training. Now inspectors will question everyone in your office, from the doctor to the office manager, hygienist, dental assistants, even a part-timer that comes in to maybe work with you in the front office or in the back sterilization area. Everyone has to go through federal annual OSHA training each year. This past June, international OSHA regulations came into play with OSHA Global Harmonization System. International OSHA Global Harmonization System is a fancy name for international chemical safety. June 1st, 2015 was the deadline to have the training and protocols in place in your dental office. We'll discuss the changes that come with Global Harmonization System. They are mostly focused on changing your material safety data sheets to an So what do inspectors really look for? They want programs built in your dental office that are comprehensive. That's key. We understand that there are 3 federal compliance requirements. The federal annual OSHA, international OSHA global harmonization system. That one you do once in a lifetime till they change the law. Same thing with federal HIPAA omnibus rules. Once in a lifetime, you have to have training and protocols in place until they update. They do update these about every decade. Inspectors are going to look for 3 things. Training. They expect that everyone in your office will be trained. Within about 5 minutes of coming into your office, they'll look at paperwork. About 1,000 pieces of paper you should have organized and at your fingertips to give to any OSHA or HIPAA inspector. And finally, facility protocols. There can be forward of 200 different protocols to have in place for your federal annual OSHA, international OSHA, and federal HIPAA. So it's complex, but you have to be sure that the protocols you build within your dental office are comprehensive, in place, and up to date. This can mean up to 12 different areas of compliance that are required in every dental office. We know that there's federal annual OSHA, international OSHA GHS, and federal HIPAA omnibus rules for all states. Texas has its own HIPAA requirement called HB 300 that needs renewal every 2 years. Michigan has its own robust OSHA state program too. And look at the massive amount of information that's involved for each area of compliance. 3 or 4 employee training sessions and certifications, 1,000 pieces of paperwork, and between 200 and 300 facility protocols. Yes, it's overwhelming and it can be maddening. That equates to either 9 areas of intense compliance or 12 areas of compliance if your clients practice in Texas or Michigan. But Dental Enhancements makes this organized, manageable, comprehensive, and comfortable for your dental teams. Now that you're becoming a sophisticated dental compliance consumer, you can be aware of entities that come into your dental office offering free OSHA compliance training, free lunchtime annual OSHA, or online GHS modules. Remember, the inspectors will look first at paperwork and then they look deeply into your facility, so you'll want to be prepared. I know what you must be thinking. No one's going to inspect me. I'm just a dentist. But I say don't bet on it. Listen up. Under these new HIPAA omnibus rules, the fines for dental offices start at $10,000 and can range up to $1.5 million for non-compliance, especially with regards to forms, you're updating your computers, internet, software, and how you carry on business with emails, texts, and especially over the internet. With regards to dental office OSHA, inspectors are now targeting dental offices. Why? A few years back, an Oklahoma oral surgeon had some lackluster infection control practices. Now, when they had to end up testing all of his patients, they only traced 1 or 2 of his patients to his lackluster infection control. But since this got in the media, many dental offices have been targeted. Make sure that you keep on top of all OSHA, the OSHA International Global Harmonization System, as well as current standards for infection control. You understand that building comprehensive compliance programs within your dental office is the key to success. Make sure you don't just focus on training, get your paperwork and facility protocols up to date and functioning within your dental office. We'll make this very clear as we go through and present each section going forward. Let's start first by focusing on your annual federal OSHA employee training and certification. What do federal OSHA inspectors look for when they come into your office? First, make sure that your federal OSHA training certification is composed of these 4 different areas of compliance. There are currently 27 different OSHA learning points. You'll have to be sure that you have a proof of training certificate that lists all 27 learning points and have each one of your employees sign that training certification. OSHA is about employee safety in the workplace. It's important to work with a coach or trainer that will enlighten you on your state, county, and health department regulations as well. And you'll have to retrain on OSHA every single year. As laws change, there's national world disasters technology updates. Make sure that you work with a training company or a coach that can give you updates throughout the year and make sure that you're current all the time. Enhancements, we make sure that you mark your calendar for the month that you're due for your annual federal OSHA employee training. We also offer now an automatic OSHA renewal program. This allows you to pre-book next year's renewal with your team and enjoy a 20% discount for pre-booking. Nothing is billed until the next year. This is a great way to stay in compliance, never go delinquent, and always be up to date and on track with your team's annual OSHA federal employee training. As aforementioned, some states require additional OSHA state protocols. If you see your state listed here, you'll have additional requirements. You can go onto OSHA.gov directly, or we provide this information during any of the dental enhancements training and solutions. You'll see Michigan listed in red on this screen. Michigan has bigger, bolder state OSHA requirements, and inspectors look for additional paperwork and protocols. If you're in Michigan, make sure that you have on premises the 200 additional pages of Michigan OSHA state law This is composed in 13 different packets, and there are 45 different fill-in-the-blank pages with 65 additional protocols to implement within your dental office. You can get the 200 additional pages of Michigan OSHA from Michigan Dental Association, or you can call Dental Enhancements. We have the same packet with a 1-hour phone consultation session to help you fill in the blanks of those 45 pages and implement the 65 additional protocols smoothly. Let's keep focused on what the federal OSHA inspectors will look for when they come into your office. Straight away, within 5 minutes of arriving at your dental office, they'll want employee records. An annual OSHA employee training certificate should be on file for every employee, both full-timers and part-timers. Keep these for 3 consecutive years. You'll also need to have an occupational exposure for occupational hazards per job title for each of your employees on file, and a hepatitis B vaccination document. Finally, they'll look for that global harmonization system proof of training. These 4 should be readily accessible, and then you'll need a 5th one as well. Make sure every employee has an employee medical history on file. Why? If one of your employees gets hurt during the day, during work hours, management needs to know how to manage a medical emergency for each employee. So have them use a patient medical history. You can keep that separately, please, as there's sensitive health information. If all of your employees are a patient of your practice, simply keep those in your practice software or in their patient chart. If not, make an employee file. OSHA inspectors will definitely look to see that you have employee medical histories, and they want those kept separately. You'll have to save employee medical history for 30 years. All OSHA paperwork is saved for 3 consecutive years. When this webinar is over, also remember to check your OSHA manual. You'll want to be sure that your OSHA manual is written to the current Global Harmonization System standard. So if it was written before December of 2012, it will need to be updated. You should see either an additional module or the addition that states your OSHA manual is written to the GHS standard. OSHA inspectors will look for this straight away as well. Now you may notice I'm a little picky about the paperwork, because if you're caught disorganized and unprepared, you can take the average 30-minute OSHA inspection and turn it into an 8-hour nightmare. You never want to hang out with an OSHA inspector for 8 hours. Let's review one more time on how to get organized with your paperwork. We prefer for you to be prepared. It's important for all employees to know where these important OSHA documents are kept within your office. Remember, you want to keep your MSDS binder of the USA for 30 years. That's required for proof of chemical exposures. You should have already set up your SDS cloud library and have paper copies of your international SDS sheets on location as well. Your OSHA manual should be written to the new Global Harmonization System standard with 3 consecutive years of OSHA employee paperwork accessible. And you'll want to save sterilization and disinfection receipts and logs for 3 consecutive years as well. Keep these in one binder so that they're easily accessible. Having all of this required OSHA paperwork readily available for an OSHA inspector will help make that inspection run smoothly and be over in no time. Currently, your annual OSHA employee training should be focused on 4 different areas of compliance with those 27 different learning points. And it's important that your trainer focuses on the important protocols that inspectors will check for, like retaining dental product labeling, the HAZCOM labels of the USA. These will be the second. The EPA is the governing body or father of OSHA and the drug enforcement agencies. EPA recently mandated that residual liquid anesthetic left inside of glass carpules may be causing too much harm to our soil and our water table. Now, all dental offices are required to obtain and use certified safe disposal containers for your glass carpules. These are called dual waste containers because they may hold both residual anesthetic and blood or saliva. These dual waste containers should be placed in each operatory at the point of use in your dental office. They come in various sizes and may appear as either black, navy blue, or the whitish yellow color like the one you see pictured here. The RX Gone is available from Wastewise. It's priced right and available from most dental suppliers. Make sure you purchase dual waste containers for all of your dental operatories and use them exclusively for your glass carpules. It is now the law. Talk about how you can best prepare your facility to pass an OSHA inspection after your team's annual OSHA training. We think the best way is by having a customized facility report that you can follow. We base ours on the last 15 years of dental office OSHA fines. How do we find out these answers? We're a little bit geeky at Dental Enhancements. We are friends with dental inspectors and we ask them, what do you look for in the average dental office? They tell us the answers and we take note. Now, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, our team needs additional help with our annual OSHA employee training, we need a better solution. Here's Dental Enhancements OSHA Made Easy solution for your initial OSHA annual employee training package. It comes with a 50-minute private webinar scheduled at a time of your team's choice, a proof of training employee certificate, as well as a detailed OSHA and HIPAA reference handout will be emailed to your office. After the 50 minutes, your team will return to work. One person will stay on the phone with our OSHA coach and complete your 72-point OSHA Safety Facility Report. The answers will be instantly emailed to your office and will provide 1 year of OSHA expert on-call service. As you implement any of the rectifications listed on your facility report, or if you ever need help during an OSHA inspection, we're there for guidance. This package is available by calling Dental Enhancements or any of your contact providers. By now, you may have some questions about annual OSHA training for your team. Please stop the recording and jot those questions down. Send them to us in an email or feel free to call us. We'll be happy to discuss your needs with you. My direct email address and our office number is listed on your screen. Now we'll focus on global harmonization system. Remember, these protocols and proof of training were due in dental offices by June 1, 2015. This global harmonization system, it's an international approach at creating chemical safety in workplaces throughout the world. Global harmonization system focuses on chemical safety in workplaces. And in the USA, we really needed it because until recently, we had 6 different ways to label one product. There's 945,000 hazardous products in the USA. The United States is the last to join the United Nations, Europe, and Canada, who've been on the Global Harmonization System for 9 years. Global Harmonization System is the result of the World Summit meetings that took place over a decade ago. The Global Harmonization System was introduced in the United States in December of 2013. We had through June of 2015 to get these protocols fully working and in place in all dental offices. Through June of 2016, and this may be extended till the end of 2016, we must keep in place the alternative workplace hazard communication labels, those colorful squares, at the point of use in all dental offices. So some of the United States protocols remain for chemical safety as we transition in to full swing with global harmonization system. There are 2 major changes with regards to global harmonization system. First, United States material safety data sheets will need to be converted to the new standardized international safety data sheet. These function much better in an emergency. They need to be accessible to your employees 24/7, and you'll need to keep these on file functioning within your dental office in 2 varying formats, either paper, digital, internet, or cloud. Make sure that you have your international safety data sheets in 2 varying formats functioning within your dental office now, and that all of your employees know how to access your 24-hour backup copy. GHS change also includes chemical label standardization. USA's hazard communication labels must remain in place at the point of use through at least June of 2016 for all of your dental office products. Manufacturers will now be responsible to put pictogram symbols on all of your products and chemicals. You'll see these when you go back into your operatories on your current dental products. Your team should already be certified in how to read the 8 pictogram symbols that are used commonly in dentistry, and you'll need to know how to create pictogram labels in 2 dental office situations. First, if you ever re-pour a product and keep it in an operatory, or if you take something really tiny out of its pictogram box and keep it in a drawer. Your GHS certification course should have already clued you into these specifics. Under GHS law, manufacturers are now required to label all hazardous chemicals with new universal pictogram symbols. Employers must display these labels in English during all shifts to reflect the product safety. Employees must be able to read all labels prior to starting a job and act safely when handling hazardous products. And these new pictogram labels will contain both words and symbols. There are 9 pictograms. We use 8 of them in dentistry. And 2 signal word descriptors. Danger represents severe hazard and warning for a lesser hazard. Under GHS, your dental product labels will look like this. Name of the product, danger is the signal word here, and corrosive is the pictogram. This pictogram is very common in dentistry on our bonding and etching agents. It's a very creative little symbol, using a test tube dripping chemicals on a hand to signify a chemical burn to skin, and chemicals dripping on a surface to signify a surface chemical burn or etch. Remember, there are 9 pictograms. We use 8 of them in dentistry. Your team should already be familiar with and certified in being able to read the 8 common pictograms used in dentistry. You also are required to have a pictogram diagram posted in your office for easy reference. Global harmonization system requires that all of your employees have a GHS proof of training certificate. All employees, full-time, part-time, clinical, or non-clinical, need to sit through a GHS certification class. And this was due in all dental offices by June 1st, 2015. Make sure, if you're not yet certified in Global Harmonization System, that you choose a program and get certified so that you're not delinquent and non-compliant for the GHS requirements. I know that by this time, some of you may be feeling a bit challenged by the Global Harmonization System requirements, but no worries, we have a perfect solution. If your team still needs to complete your Global Harmonization System requirements, Dental Enhancements can supply you with everything you need to get comprehensively GHS compliant. Plus, we provide guided help via a phone consultation with one of our OSHA GHS experts to review and navigate these materials as you implement them. Call us after the video to get this in place quickly and efficiently and avoid staying delinquent with GHS requirements. If you already have our GHS Complete package and you need to review this material, we'll go into complete detail on your customized OSHA Safety Facility Report, or you can call us directly for consultation. It's always our pleasure to help. Now would be a perfect time to jot down any questions you may have about Global Harmonization System requirements. You can call or email us to the number and email address you see listed on your screen any of your Global Harmonization System questions. It's our pleasure to help you, and you can stop the tape right now and write down your questions before we move on to discuss HIPAA requirements. We'll finish up our webinar with a discussion on the new HIPAA Omnibus rules. These were required in dental offices since 2013. Let's take a look at how HIPAA changed under these new HIPAA Omnibus rules. What is an omnibus, you may ask? Well, by definition, it's a volume containing previously published parts. In January 2013, there were 500 pages of HIPAA. The government, under omnibus rules, added 80 more. Dental Enhancements and our legal team took those 580 pages. We created a 50-minute training video for dental offices, plus a 50-page workbook to follow along with the video and make all of these laws simplified and easy to understand. We've also designed 6 ready-to-use forms that are required and you can use directly within your dental office after studying the omnibus rules. Let's review the history of HIPAA stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. Its original intent was to make your health insurance portable if you were moving from state to state and to make it transferable without allowing insurance companies to drastically increase your premiums. Today, HIPAA protects an individual's identifiable health information, past, present, or future, and this is referred to as PHI, or Protected Health Information. There are 18 common protected health identifiers. In dentistry, we use number 1 through 10 commonly in day-to-day business. Your dental office may also use number 17. What's most important to protect are when 3 of these identifiers are paired together, and they commonly occur on your server or if you're still taking home backup drives. You must secure information that contains a social security number paired with birth dates and names. Identity thieves are targeting healthcare and dental offices, stealing servers or those backup drives that are take-along. Please upgrade your daily data backup to completely automatic. That's best practices. And make sure your servers are either locked down with a server cage secured to the ground or a piece of furniture, or better yet, keep your server in a locked closet that has plenty of ventilation. You'll want to make sure that you're aware of this identity thief crisis in healthcare and dental offices and that you secure your server, and please shy away from backup drives that are take-along. Go totally automatic. All healthcare employees need to know what is prohibited. Everything from conversations to paper shredding, from making sure computer screens are in HIPAA mode protection during work hours, to proper, professional, and prudent behavior when on the internet, at home, or when in the workplace. All healthcare workers in the USA now have to be very discreet when dealing with PHI. Why is all this happening? It seems the government feels that up to 70% of identity theft in this country could stem from the non-secure healthcare facility. Theft of electronic devices, unshredded paper, and hacking of unprotected computers. Under the HIPAA omnibus rules, all employees need to be aware of the protection guidelines and safeguarding patient health information and know how to properly report any mishaps or breaches. So, you must have a breach reporting protocol plan in place and operational within your dental office. Do you? You also must be aware of HIPAA breaches and what to do in case they occur. A breach is considered anything that causes your patient's financial, reputational, or other harm. Certainly, if your computers, backup drives, or servers are stolen, even if your computers are hacked into, those are the big ones. When there's more than 500 patients involved, you have to report that to every patient, to media, and it creates an 18-month-long HIPAA inspection. Typically, the fines for those type of big HIPAA violations can range from $50,000 to $150,000 in HIPAA fines. Now, smaller breaches need to be reported as well. Even if an employee accidentally emails the wrong patient information or stuffs the wrong document into an envelope and mails it to the wrong patient. Smaller breaches have less problems associated with them, but all HIPAA breaches must be reported, and you must now have a HIPAA reporting protocol in place within your dental office. The fines for HIPAA non-compliance used to be $100 or so. Now, under the new HIPAA omnibus rules, the fines for non-compliance start at $10,000 and can reach as high as $1.5 million. But the good news is that getting into compliance can be as simple as taking an update HIPAA omnibus rule course, then investing about 5 hours of work and coordinating it with your IT tech to ensure that you're practicing to these new HIPAA standards. Your plan should include employee training, HIPAA form updates, and computer and internet safeguards. Let's look in detail at what you should include to update your dental practice's HIPAA forms to the new Omnibus Rule Standard. 5 new forms for the dental office are mandatory, plus your employee confidentiality agreement. They include updating your patient HIPAA acknowledgement form. All patients need to sign a new updated version of your HIPAA acknowledgement form and display a new notice of these laws both in your office and on your website if you have one. Both are required. Business vendors that either see or use your patient PHI will need to sign a confidentiality agreement called a business associate agreement. For patients wanting a guardian or spouse to pick up copies of records or x-rays, a third-party medical record release form is required. And at least annually, your IT tech should supply you with an annual data backup report that outlines how he's backing up your data and planning in case of catastrophe to protect your computers and your patient PHI. Finally, all employees will need to have training and sign an employee training and confidentiality agreement as proof of training to this new standard. All of the aforementioned forms should already be updated to the HIPAA Omnibus Rule Standard and functioning within your dental office. Now, it's important to note that most HIPAA compliance companies provide you a kit. You have to study the 580 pages of HIPAA Omnibus Rule laws and then create your own forms. Dental Enhancements provides pre-designed forms specifically for the dental office. We provide them in both Microsoft Word and PDF versions for your convenience. Your team must also be aware of HIPAA breaches and what to do in case they occur. A breach is considered anything that causes your patient's financial, reputational, or other harm. Certainly, if servers or backup drives are stolen, even if your computers are hacked into, and breaches that occur with more than 500 patients involved need to be reported to all patients, media, and fines and inspections are lengthy. The fines tend to be from $50,000 to $150,000. Lesser offenses, where an employee might stuff the wrong document into an envelope and mail it to the wrong patient or send a wrong email, need to be reported as well, but those come with much lesser discipline. When your team members go through HIPAA Omnibus Rule training, they'll learn about breaches in detail. They'll also learn how to report all breaches to this link at hhs.gov. Lesser breaches are easy to report. They take about 5 minutes, but those bigger breaches involving more than 500 patients come with long audits lasting up to 18 months, and the fines can be from $10,000 to $1.5 million. Make sure your entire team is trained to the HIPAA Omnibus Rule Standard and understand breaches and how to report them. Next, we'll take a look at current computer and internet HIPAA requirements under Omnibus Rules. Be sure that you have all of your computer station's password access protected, that you have a functioning router and firewall to protect and scramble up all outgoing credit card information, and that your daily data backup is off-site and encrypted. The take-along backup drives are now considered risky because the data on such drives contains information coveted by identity thieves, and dental offices are now a prime target for theft of these backup drives. Upgrade to automatic cloud backup systems or business continuity system platforms that store your patient data off-site, encrypted, and that you choose a system that takes additional precautions to prevent corruption or ransomware attacks on your backed up patient data. Let's discuss this in a bit more detail. As of late, the most popular HIPAA fine for dental offices has been stolen backup drives because they contain valuable Social Security numbers paired with valid birth dates. A small backup drive contains on average 2,000 to 3,000 patient information on a single drive. The street value of such drives brings in $30,000 per disk. And HIPAA inspectors do not look favorably upon a stolen backup drive. The average fine for such stolen drives is $150,000. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent HIPAA article on this issue. Identity thieves seem more interested in valid Social Security numbers and corresponding dates of birth, as was reported on a recent 60-minute segment first aired in September 2014 and then again in June of 2015. To better understand the level of this issue, we recommend that you Google the 60-minute segment titled "The Tax Refund Scam." View the video. It lasts about 7 minutes. You'll get quite an education. What we learned from this report was that the dental offices are being called out as the low-hanging fruit for identity thieves, seeking to feed the very large and rapidly growing demand for valid Social Security numbers and corresponding dates of birth. The lack of data management and data security in the average dental office, combined with the thousands of valid Social Security numbers and dates of birth on file, has made dental offices a prime target of identity thieves. This is eye-opening, isn't it? And it helps you understand if you're still using take-along backup drives to store your daily data, you'll want to upgrade to off-site and encrypted daily data backup. It's now the law under the new HIPAA omnibus rules. Using business class snapshot or cloud off-site encrypted options are good, but may not protect your data from corruptions or ransomware attacks. Consider the best option with a business continuity system that meets the current mandate for off-site encrypted storage, as well as insulating your precious data from corruption or ransomware attacks. Other important requirements include updating your computer software from Microsoft XP to Windows 7 or 8. XP is no longer HIPAA compliant and exposes all of your patient data if you have it intertwined with internet connections. Get encryption on your outgoing email to patients, doctors, and labs. Or you'll need to create an email verification program, which ends up to be rather time and labor-intensive alternative. Outgoing email encryption can be added as a software patch that's an add-on to your current email platform. You can find out about adding an outgoing email encryption patch by discussing this with your dental software provider, most major dental suppliers, your IT tech, or by Googling the term HIPAA compliance outgoing email encryption software patch or service. The cost is about $8 to $12 per month. This can start to sound overwhelming and painful, right? Most healthcare facilities need more insight and guidance with these laws. It's important to remember that the laws can seem painful, but compliance solutions are the quickest and healthiest remedy. If your office still needs a comprehensive solution, we offer our HIPAA Omnibus Rule Complete Compliance Package. That includes a 45-minute employee training video, a HIPAA manual that's updated to the Omnibus Rule standard, all required electronic forms specifically designed for the dental office and ready to use on CD-ROM, a 30-minute phone consult with one of our HIPAA experts to navigate and organize all of this material, and 1 year of HIPAA support. Call us for details. Now, by this time, you may be thinking, our office needs just about everything that was discussed today, and you're not alone. Many offices feel the same way. So for this situation, we've created the perfect solution. It's our all-in-one OSHA, GHS, and HIPAA Complete Compliance Package. It comes with a 90-minute employee training private webinar scheduled at a time that's convenient for your team. During that time, they'll get certified in annual OSHA Global Harmonization System and the HIPAA Omnibus Rules. After your team completes their webinar, they'll go back to work. We'll stay on the phone with one key contact person at your office, and our OSHA and HIPAA experts will help fill in the blanks of your OSHA and HIPAA manuals, navigate through all the materials, and then complete a 72-point OSHA Safety Facility Report. This will be customized for your office based on your training. The answers will be instantly emailed to you. You'll use your 72-point report as a checklist. We'll work with you over the next year for any of your OSHA needs as you implement your compliance checklist or if you ever have an OSHA or HIPAA inspection. This all-in-one package is our most popular. You can see it's been rated 5 stars from the Dental Advisor, giving us a 98% satisfaction rating. We're very proud of our Dental Advisor Gold Seal of Approval, and you can read the entire report at thedentaladvisor.com. Before you go, there's one more thing. If you don't want to pull your hair out by trying to keep up on compliance in the future, we have 2 splendid ways for you to keep in compliance and save money too. We're now happy to offer our OSHA Renewal Rewards Program. Open enrollment for your team will be open for just 1 week from completion of your OSHA Safety Facility Report. If you'd like to always stay in compliance and save 20% off on all future annual OSHA employee trainings, you can join our Renewal Rewards Program. Simply keep a credit card on file, or you can be billed via your Benco account. And as we finish up, I don't want to be remiss for our dental offices in Texas. Every 2 years, Texas has one more additional HIPAA requirement. It's called the Texas HB 300. This is a must-have if you live in Texas and operate a dental office. Dental Enhancements also has a sub-module for Texas HB 300. Since 2012, as mandated by Governor Rick Perry, all healthcare facilities in Texas, including dental offices, need to implement and abide by additional HIPAA laws called Texas HB 300 or House Bill 300 HIPAA laws. These laws require additional employee training, proof of HB 300 workplace training certificate, as well as the use of stricter handling of patient PHI. HIPAA protection of patient PHI is stronger in Texas, and the penalties for non-compliance are much harsher. I guess it's true. Everything's bigger and bolder in Texas. Don't forget, if you're running a dental office in Texas, your HIPAA obligation for Texas State is every 2 years the Texas HB 300. If you need more information on HB 300, give us a call after the presentation. We'll be happy to answer your questions about Texas HIPAA HB 300. Thank you so much for being my guest during the webinar today. We hope that you won't inch by on hope at your dental office. Make sure that you have peace of mind and build comprehensive compliance solutions for your dental office. We hope that you found today's information enlightening and that it gave you good insight for how you'll go back into your work setting and set up comprehensive solutions. We also have a special offer for you. As a special thank you for you investing your time with us today, we'd like to offer a special 15% off our all-in-one OSHA GHS and HIPAA Complete Compliance Package. Within 1 week of viewing this webinar, if you contact our offices and mention the special, we'll apply the 15% off discount. Thank you again for being our guest today and investing your time to learn about current compliance and being comprehensive. And if you have any questions on the information that was provided during today's presentation, we're happy to provide consultation in private. Please give us a call. Also, if any of your peers would like to watch and learn about the information provided in this presentation, pass on the link. We're happy to have everyone get educated and enlightened on these OSHA and HIPAA mandates. Thank you so much for joining me today to discuss OSHA, GHS, and HIPAA omnibus rule requirements. Should you have any questions now or in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. My team and I are always happy to help answer your questions and make sure you're picking the right direction as you implement comprehensive compliance solutions in your busy dental office. Please Save my contact information and don't be a stranger. We're always happy to help you make the right decisions for your compliance within your busy dental office.
Thank you for watching. Now it's time to discover more. Simply click on the screen to subscribe to our channel, watch another video, and visit our webpage.